What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about bending, and I will tell you why. A lot of people, once they start figuring out the bending, especially in the pentatonic solos, I get a lot of this. And there really isn't a purpose, and bending does have a very, very specific purpose. It's just like sliding, okay? You're getting from one note to the next, just in a cooler way. You're adding a little bit of flavor to those two notes. Same with bending. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys an exercise, and this is gonna be an ear exercise, which is great. Now with bending, it's very, very interesting because a bend here, right in the middle of the string, right in the 12th fret, right around here, it's going to feel a lot different than it is going to down here and up here. So I'm going to use a few different places on the guitar neck. But let's do something pretty easy right now. This is my favorite bending exercise. Is we're going to go to the 10th fret of the second string. You can do 10, 12. All right, so just with your third finger, 10, 12. I'll get a little closer. And let that sink in with your ear, and then try to bend up to it. Right? All right, it's a great exercise. You can take it all around the guitar neck. General rule of thumb is kind of bending these three strings, top three strings down, and these three strings up, so you don't get this and off the neck. Okay, so let's just take another spot. Let's do a half step bend because some of these thicker strings can be a little bit difficult. So let's go to the 7th fret, all right, on the 5th string. You can go 7, 8, use your ear, a little sharp. You don't have to go that fast because I really want you to use your ear on it. So just try those all over the guitar neck, doing whole steps and half steps, and really get used to the feel of the bend. I mean, especially in the pentatonic, really the bending is like on the bottom two strings. You get a lot of this. A couple of other things as well is not really drifting the bend up and then back down again. There's a lot of this. Right? That kind of loses its purpose. It's not getting to the note quick enough. I'm not saying that there isn't a time for a slow bend, but it gets to where it needs to go, all right? So give your bends those purpose. Learn them, use your ear, and the feel of it will definitely start coming in. You'll start kind of feeling the tension in the strings, getting to the note that you want to get to. And I'm going to take this a little bit further on this part of the lesson. So after you've done the exercises, you guys can stop now, do some of the exercises. And I want to just take it a little bit further now that we're talking about the pentatonic solo, and we have our pentatonic, so let's just do it in A. For you guys that know the pentatonic, keep going in this video. All right, so the general rule of thumb is on our home bass notes, on our 3 root notes, you don't really want to bend those. The reason why is in the pentatonic, first of all, the next note is a step and a half, which is pretty far away. So that's hard to get to as a bend anyway. And if you land on that note, if I do this, right? It's got a nice ending to it, right? If I do this, and I'm bending that home bass note, that root note, just up a little bit, it just completely takes away from what that note is actually supposed to do. And then that's also, there's no reason for the bend. You're just drifting into another note. You're not even drifting like to the next note. You're just kind of drifting around. So watch that. And one other really cool thing I want to show you guys, if you're doing like a blues lick, if you're here on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and you're just gonna go 7, 8, 7, 5. You can do that in a bend. Okay, so once you guys get the bends down, figure out how to use them, listen to some of your favorite guitar players, blues especially, and see how they're using it. A lot of Clapton, a lot of Albert King, a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan does this awesome, like he'll bend up that whole step. He'll actually bend and give it a vibrato as well. Just a little idea, because that's definitely something that I see. It doesn't have the same visual effect as a slide. A slide, you can see where that next note is. Just kind of have to use your ear, and people do get really lost with it. So I hope that helps, guys. I hope that you can use these bends properly. Thanks.